Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world, it's the world away. We now got part 18 of Hachette Partworks Build the Terminator. Okay, before we get into what's in this magazine, I'm going to put that to one side. We will go through that in a minute because we need to do a correction, and they've sent this here. I'll put a copy of this up on the screen and it will slowly scroll through. Basically, what we've got to do is turn the eyes round. They gave us the wrong instructions in the first issue. So if you have a look at my model here, you see how the pins are pointing down towards the jaw? They're not meant to be. They're meant to be the other way around. So the pins are going to be on top, which means we've got to take the thing apart. So we're going to do that now before we go into the next stage. To do that, what we need to do is just take out these two screws in the middle here to take off the clamp. Don't lose the screws. So I will put some pictures up on the screen. It is good that they managed to slip this into this magazine because the last thing you want to do is get to the point where you wouldn't have been able to get to that point anyway, where you have to seal the skull up and then realise you've got to take the thing apart. So I'm just going to take the bracket here out, just like that. And as you can see, the eyes fall out. And it's probably easier just to turn the thing around. But what I'm going to do is turn the eyes the right way around. So this time, you've got the 2 points pointing upwards. So when I get the other one in, I think what we did last time, didn't we? We put this in sort of like that to keep it in place. That'll work. Bit fiddly. And then I'm going to slip the other one in as well, which isn't so easy. Hang on a second. Just like that. And again, put it in the right way so that the pins are now pointing upwards. Once I've got that seated exactly where I want it, I will show you where we are at. There we go. Exactly as I want it. So now I'm going to screw this back together again. 2 screws, one in there. Just going to hold that in place. Now what I've done is on the old video, this happened, we installed this in part 2, I believe it was. Or was it part 1? Might have been part 1. Yeah, is it part 1? It was part 1. I've actually put a card on that video just saying, check out this issue because we put them in the wrong way. But when you've got them in the right way, you see this spare pin that we've got? They're now pointing upwards away from the jaw. So that's now completed. They want us to do one other thing that we never did last time. And what that is basically, you remember this little motor part? We need to install that. So all this is going to do is, if I again show you on this camera, is we're just going to be putting this just over those pins there to keep them all in place. And the way it goes when it's on is, get the other one on as well, just so it sits there, is so that this section here is pointing towards the left eye as I'm looking at it, or actually the right eye. Just put it in that way that you see in the picture there. The good thing is that you can now actually move the eyes by making this go backwards and forwards. So if I was to turn that round and operate this manually, look, it starts to turn the eyes. Pretty cool. Okay, so now we can continue with this magazine build. So now to continue, let's show you the magazine, issue 18. So issue 18 is going to have some pictures which show that fix not in place. So we need to do that that now before we go. But as you can see, we've got a motor section to control the eyes here. We are going to need this bit that we had in the last issue, or the issue before actually, because we're going to need the lower jaw piece, because we're going to be piecing this all together. So we're going to be putting the plate into the eye socket there, putting the motor in, and then attaching all of this to the jaw section. So at the end of it, we're going to have pretty much half a Terminator head and neck, and the motor's ready to go. So I'm looking forward to actually trialing that out. If I show you what's coming in the next issue, we've got the motor here, which is going to control the jaw. I wasn't aware that the jaw moves. So not only are you going to have the eyes moving, but you're going to be having a chatterbox jaw as well. And obviously the things to mount the motor as well, which is going to be absolutely brilliant. Let's get cracking. So as you can see, there's not many parts in this build. We have got some screws. These are labelled as 18.4, which are 4 times PB 2 times 4mm screws. And they've given us 5 of the 18.3s, which are 5 times PB 1.7 by 4mm screws. I don't think we're going to get too confused with that, seeing as there's one's silver and one's black. We've got, let's put that over there. We've got a plate here, which is the eye motor support. And then obviously we've got the motor for the eyes looking like that. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to bring over this section that we've just been working on, because we're going to be putting the motor support into the eyes here. Now quite simply, all this is going to do is going to be fitting over these 2 holes here this way up. And then obviously when that's in place, we've got these little supports be able to hold the motor. This is going to be screwed in with the PB 1.7x4mm screws, or better still, the black ones. So we just screw this through these holes here now. That's the first one in. I'm so glad that they realise there's a mistake and they put it in this issue now. And that's communicated out. So hats off to Hachette with for putting your hands up and saying, yep, we did go wrong there. So there you go. So once that's in place, that's going to stop this little motor support, the thing that's controlling the eyes that we just installed, from falling out. So that's why you've got this sort of bridge to keep that in place. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to be putting the motor in place. Now the motor, as you can see, the end here is going to be going onto that little eye support that we put in just during the correction, that little hole there. So you need to make sure that that's in place, just like this, and then the motor can sit just on top like that. Now this needs to be kept in place, so we need to put some screws in there, and the screws that we're going to be putting in are once again the black ones. So I'm not going to keep telling you the sizes, I told you that already. So it's only going to take 2 screws. We put the first screw in here now, just through the top there, and that's going to keep that in place. This is really coming together now, and I'm so surprised about how early we've got the head done. I thought that would be something that they'd keep till later on in the build to keep people's interest. But obviously as the Terminator's getting bigger, I'm sure that's going to keep your interest anyway. So now the motor's ready to control the eyes. The eyes are now stiff in their place because obviously they're now going to be controlled by the motor. So looking like that side, and that side. Now the last bit we're going to need to do is we need to take over this bit that we had from last time, and if you have a look just at the top there, you've got sort of like 3 holes. We've got the same effect just underneath the jawline, probably on the close-up camera, 3 holes. So all we've got to do is keep your jaw up. We're going to just put those together, and we're going to be attaching them with the silver screws. Now this is going to be pretty tricky to do because you're going to have to close the jaw, as you can see, just so you can get access to those 3 screw holes. So I'm going to do that now, and hopefully while I'm screwing these in, I'll try and get my camera lined up so you can see exactly what I'm doing. I'm hoping you can see me putting this in, but there we go. Here's the first one going in, nice and tight. Once you've got one in, it'll be a lot easier, I reckon. I hope you could have saw that there. As you can see, I've got 2 left to put in, so let's do that now. Here goes the second one. Just in there. Oh. You really do need a long blade screwdriver for this. Longer, as in there. If you want to get the ones I've got here, these are Wearer screwdrivers. They are in my Amazon store. If you want to go over to that, it's bit.ly, so that's bit.ly/World of Wayne. And they're in the Modeller's Emporium there. So put the last one in, and having that now fitted just goes to show how cool that looks without it all falling off. Look at that. Hello. I just want to do some ventriloquist stuff there. Look, how's it going? I'm fine, thank you. So that's that. That's all on place there. Now, if I just take out the jaw, I don't like rushing ahead, but now that's all fixed in place. Let's just put the front plate on as well, just so we can see what this is going to look like. Just like that. And that's what it looks like with the front plate on now. I could be putting the side plates on as well, but I'm not going to do that because I think that's just teasing too much. But that's all there is for this issue. And as I said, in the next issue, we're going to be fitting the motor for the jaw. So I've got a big grin on my face at the moment. That was really good. I just love how things come together. And all those wobbly parts that fall out if you don't hold them properly have now been fitted in place. And that's really making it come along. I am aware that there was a delay in this coming out. I've only just managed to pick that up today. There is a delay for my Build the DeLorean for some strange reason. That hasn't turned up in my local newsagents, which it should be. So hopefully that will now be coming tomorrow, but we will see. I've got something special for that one, as I said, because I've already done the showcase video. Had to take the car out of the box there to do that, but it's going to be really good, and there's something special at the end of that one as well. If you did like that video, please remember to give it a like, and please, 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 if you haven't subscribed, please consider pressing that subscribe button and the little bell. You'll be notified when new videos come out. Other than that, take care. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please remember to give it a like. And if you haven't done so already, please remember to subscribe. Take care.